I started carving spoons, mostly as a way to use the gap between larger projects. I'd make one while I was waiting for glue to dry or for a coat of finish to cure. Sometimes I still had enough physical energy to work, but not enough creative energy to make decisions about a sculpture. A spoon is manageable. It doesn't require much material, and it doesn't need a complicated plan. The basic requirements are obvious. It needs a bowl, a handle, and enough strength to survive being used. That simplicity makes it useful practice. There aren't many details to distract it from bad decisions. If the handle is too thick, you notice it. If the bowl is too shallow, you notice it. If one curve doesn't flow into the next, there's nowhere for the mistake to hide. Every spoon teaches me something slightly different. The grain changes from one piece to another. You learn when to keep cutting and when to stop. You learn how thin you can make something before delicate becomes fragile. You learn which cuts leave a clean surface and which ones are about to tear out half of the bowl. You also learn that removing more material does not automatically make something better. That lesson takes longer to learn than it probably should. There's also something satisfying about making an ordinary object by hand. A spoon is not supposed to sit untouched on a shelf. It's supposed to be held, washed, scratched, stained, used. The marks it picks up are part of what happens when an object has a life outside of the shop. Most of the things we use every day are designed to be identical and replaceable. These aren't. Even when I start with the same general shape, every spoon comes out a little different. The wood changes, the grain changes, my decisions change. Sometimes the difference is intentional, and sometimes it's the result of correcting a mistake before it becomes a larger one. It improves my control, keeps my edge tools sharp, and gives me a reason to work with woods I might not use for a larger sculpture. It also gives me something useful at the end instead of another scrap block covered in experimental cuts. I started making these to fill time between more important projects. But the more of them I make, the less they feel like filler. They are simple objects, but simple objects still require judgment. They still carry the marks of the material, the tools, and the person who made them. Sometimes practice becomes its own body of work before you realize that's what happened.